Hello, 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 and welcome back to FRLT. It is time for round number 4 of the Force season. This week we come to the track of Las Vegas. And as you can see, here it is. 6.120 kilometers, 3.803 miles, 17 turns, 2 gyro zones down the second straight and down that long back straight between turn 12 and 14. Tonight is also an interesting night because standings-wise, TTRE continue to dominate the standings at the moment, followed by SE2, who are second, who have had a very impressive start, although a tough race last time round in Japan did hurt them. ABE also not having the best of starts this season. They've suffered 5 DNFs in 3 races now. VEL needs some better competition, a good race in round 3, but their first 2 races didn't go exactly to plan, especially their second round where they only scored 1 point. Also, going on to, of course, 5th place, XPG. Very tough start to their season, only 14 points scored, a complete DNF and did not start team last week. We've got 14 drivers. We should have 16, but we've only got 14. One driver wasn't able to make it, and we have now made it to qualifying, as you can see. So yes, somebody wasn't able to make it, but we are 1 driver short of that anyway, so we are missing a few people, as you can see here tonight. It's going to be an interesting one, though. Las Vegas, a track that not many people necessarily like. Neither do I don't really like Las Vegas. But the first driver out on track here tonight is Panda03. He's making his way round. Out there for VEL, of course, in the V-Carb, as it is called, or Racing Bull, either one you want to call it. VEL is going to have an interesting... is that VEL or SET? That might be SET, my bad. I think that is SET. Yes, it is. It's SET, my bad. My bad, SET. They need a strong week. By the way, we are missing ABE tonight. So ABE unable to race, which will hand them a points deduction. And penalties, which of course is a massive problem for them. Going to drop them back in the standings, most likely. So it's not the way they want to be going out before Christmas comes around. Of course, this is the final Force race of 2024. Before we go into the new year. And before we reach Christmas, of course. I hope everybody's having a rather good Christmas so far. And but we can see the first lap and the first flying lap of this final qualifying session in Force for 2024 is coming now. We're going to be watching on board with Panda03. And we're going to be seeing as he heads round the final corner. As now he heads down the hill. And around to start off his lap into turn 1, braking at the curbing. Got to get that inside curb right. He goes quite a bit wider than some drivers would, but he's a very nice drive through there. Coming through turn 2, very swift from Panda so far. Exactly what SET have been looking for so far. Heading down into turn 3 now. It's a tough corner. You've got to get it right over the curb. He actually hits it very nicely. Little bit of rear slipping there. Now into the next corner. This is very difficult. It's almost an entirely blind corner until you do reach it. Very nice from Panda though. A little bit slow through here. Bit wide there off the last corner. Bit of a struggle so far. Now heading through. This is all completely flat out. It tightens up quite a bit as you come round. But completely flat out through here before you hit the hard braking into this rather strange chicane that you hit. Now heading down the back straight. The longest straight on the track. Picking up some slipstream from the Red Bull. And now heading down and further along. DRS will be opening soon. Of course, the detection zone and the actual DRS zone is much later this year. And now that rear wing is open. Heading down this long back straight. Into the final couple of corners. Through this left-hander with the strange curve. Through these triple corners that you actually get through there. And now down towards the final corner we go once again. Let's see what Panda is going to come across the line with. At the moment, we're looking at around a 1 minute 30 from him. It is going to be a 1 minute 30.839 is the first lap set of the evening. And we'll see as some more drivers start to come across the line. We do have HS Moore, who is next. He's the next one to come round. as he does a 1 minute 32.1. It's a poor lap from HS Moore. Blunty goes faster. He goes to a 1 minute 30.157 with his teammate Neon in second, who goes to a 1 minute 30.226. Very strong lap coming in there for themselves. Exactly what they needed here tonight. XPG, top 2, Harv, also going into third, ahead of his teammate with a 1 minute 30.5. But at the moment, XPG kind of dominating slightly in the timings, except for with HS Moore. Daniel, by the way, just slotted into P6. Diamond Miner goes fourth now for XPG as well. So XPG, 3 out of the top 4 are their drivers at the moment. So it is looking like a strong weekend for XPG. I think we are missing some people, of course, because we've got 3 VEL. There's no ABE. SET. I've just got to quickly invite somebody back because somebody's having some connection problems. I do believe. Just got to invite somebody back really quickly. Because we don't want them missing out too much. It was Sonic. Yes, Sonic. Sonic disconnected. And that is all sent. Yeah. I think we have a Mercedes missing as well. So we've got a VL and a Mercedes missing. And that missing Mercedes is... It's actually not... It's Zeros, I think it is. Who's missing? I think it's Zeros who's missing at the moment. Yeah, it is. It's sadly Zeros who's missing. Those are the 2 drivers we're actually missing here tonight. I was just trying to double check who we were missing because I know that we're missing 2 drivers. So yeah, one just hasn't really been active or said anything. So we'll have to wait and see. Tape FG starting off his lap. Let's see how he's gonna do as he makes his way round here tonight. Hello, your average racing driver. Hope you're having a great evening. Whoa, very wide line into that corner there. Heading down this curve straight. I think we just saw Marius Anderson cross the line as he went into P5. Slotting in there for TTRE. They need a big performance here tonight. A really, really big performance. Which they've kind of needed for a while. Apologies for the pause screen, because my PC just decided to be dumb. Apologies about that. My PC decided to be dumb and just start going on to every other application than the one I'm on. Whoa! Massive slide from TapeFG there, almost putting it in the wall. A bit too close, I think, for his liking. A little bit, way too close, I think, for anybody's liking. Ice Cream is coming round. He's going to go to only P8. So struggle there from himself. Yeah, so there is a TTRE reserve coming in, by the way. Just to make it clear, there is a TTRE reserve coming in, so there will be a 15th driver to the lobby. I think we just saw it's Wood across the line. He just went to a 1 minute 31.0. Again, apologies. I need to quickly invite another person. This is the reserve coming in place, so we want to get him in so then he can get into the right car when he needs to. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Where's he gone on my list? Well, I completely missed him. My apologies about this. Trying to find it on the list. We'll just quickly go back while he responds to a quick message. Yeah, sorry about missing some of qualifying. I'm trying to sort this out because this is quite annoying. This is being really annoying. And the hammer time coming round though for VEL. Let's see what he's going to do. He's going to be quite far back, I'm going to say. Yeah, 13th slowest of them all. Diamond Mino retires. He feels like he's done with the session. He feels like he's done. So try hard Nicky in 7th. Quite low for himself. But we can see Sonic is heading round. He's heading towards the end of the middle sector. I'm waiting for this guy to re-add me. If I can find him. Because I'm struggling to find him. It's really troubling. There we go. Found him. I think it needed to refresh. That's my bad. It needed to refresh there. But you can see Sonic heading round. My apologies again. My apologies for the absolute craziness of tonight. But Sonic goes P4. Solid lap from himself. Almost into a 1 minute 30.3. But still sits about 2.5 tenths behind provisional pole. Which was still set based off of a first run, by the way. So that's quite interesting to see some drivers that are already doing their second runs in this session. And it's only just equaling now, which is quite interesting. Tape is again on a lap. Not a bad first sector. A lot of SETs going around, I think we're seeing tonight. We've got Marius Anderson on a lap. Who's closest to the end of a lap? Who is closest? Harv is on a lap. Let's see what he's going to do as he comes round. He's improving quite a lot. He doesn't go fastest, but he finds 2 tenths and he goes third fastest, closest of them all to XPG 1-2 at the moment. So quite a bit of strength coming from himself. Of course, Diamond Miner retired from the session, meaning he can't set another lap. So we're going to be waiting on him for a while. We do have Tape, though, coming round. Ikami will be having a qualifying ban, so he won't be able to set a lap, so he will be starting 15th and last here tonight. So TTRE really facing a struggle tonight, only 10th, 11th and 5th. So they're 7th, 10th, 11th and 15th in qualifying so far. We're going to see Tape FG come across the line. He's going to go P10 and push 3 TTRE drivers into that bottom 5 places, which is not very good for themselves here tonight. Really not what they would have been hoping for. We do have It's Wooder is on an outlap. We have Pando on an outlap, I think, as well. We do have Williams on an outlap, trying to find who is next. That's Tape heading round slowly. Is anybody actually on a lap? Marius Anderson, he improved, but he's still 7th. He didn't improve. I think he actually invalidated. My bad. He actually invalidated there. So I think the next closest up is It's Wooder. He's up by half a second in the first sector. So he's found a huge amount of time in his lap. So TTRE maybe just having a bit of a struggle in the first run. But this is an interesting moment for It's Wooder because he needs to get this qualifying right. Half a second at the moment. And that will currently bring him up to roughly about P6. at the moment, which is where he needs to be to keep them scoring good points. Into the next corner he goes. Let's see what his time out of the middle sector is. It's slightly slower, so he is slightly slower, but he's still going to be aiming for roughly that P6 spot. So TTR is still getting 2 drivers inside of the top 8 as it would stand by at the end of this lap at the moment. But we'll have to see as he comes around, because this is going to be an important phase of qualifying. They've gone a slightly different phase with everybody else. They've gone earlier for their final run, I think. All I'm seeing is yellow flag, so I can't see actually what time is left in this session. Not 100% sure just as of yet. But it's when it comes round. What is he going to do? He is going to go P6. A 1 minute 30.5. We found another about 200ths in the final sector. So not a lot of time. There's only 3 minutes and 17 seconds left of the session here tonight. 15 drivers. One as a qualifying man, so he's going to be waiting around for quite a while. We finally got our first driver going on to their final runs here tonight. And that is the driver of... That is, of course, the driver of Neon. He's the first one out for the final runs here tonight, which is going to be quite... It's an interesting moment in tonight because when you're the first one to go out for the final sort of laps, you know that you're going to struggle a bit because you don't have the advantage. Because, for instance, other drivers will see you go faster and then they might follow you if you're quicker or whatever. So we'll have to see as this goes on. But who knows? Who knows right now? Really, who knows? We're just waiting for Neon to finish his outlap and to get these final runs underway. Finally, in this session. Finally, we've made it. Las Vegas isn't a driver favourite. I think everybody knows that. It is nowhere close to being a driver's favourite. But it is of course, a favourite of some of the fans for the racing. So let's see Neon on his final lap. Can he beat his teammate Blunty to pole? Can he get XPG a pole in so far their almost disastrous start to the season? Let's see how he is going to do into Turn 1. He goes, throwing the car through, very tight line through there, much tighter than some drivers. Now into Turn 2, again going quite close to the wall, tighter line, but he's secured that exit incredibly well, using all of the speed he's got for 320 kilometers an hour before they reach the next corner. And now into the braking zone of Turn 3 he goes, and again a very solid corner there. First sector, he's up by over half a tenth, so he's found some time in this first sector. He's got to nail this next section. This next section can really gain you a lot of time. He's gone for the wider line. He's not gone for the tighter line through there. He is going to face some traffic, though. He is going to face a Sauber in front of him. I think that's possibly going to be the worst that he's going to face, is that Sauber that is going to be right in front of him. Into the braking zone of the next corner. The Sauber does get out of the way before they reach the straight. So very nice from the Sauber. Good timing. Heading down the back straight now. It's quite a while before you open your rear wing for that DRS. We're going to have to wait, and there's the detection zone there, but here is the DRS zone just now, so he only opens DRS about halfway down the straight, and now heading down towards the final couple of corners. Let's see how Neon is going to do through here. Is he going to be improving? Oh, he's had a bit of a slide on the rear, not the best of turning there. Oh, a bit of a slide again on the rear, heading towards the line as we come round the final corner. How is Neon going to do? He crosses the line. He goes fastest. A 1 minute 29.969 is set. What a lap set there by himself. I think we got HS Moore, who did improve. He stays 13th, though, in the session. Blunty is next. Blunty is the next driver to come around. He's improving massively at the moment as well. What does he do? Blunty goes even faster here tonight. He goes to a 1 minute 29.747, keeping in front of his teammate for now. Next driver, Daniel is invalidated, so his session is over. It's Tryhard Nicky who is coming round. He's currently 4th. Can he find that time to jump half? He just needs 13 thousandths of a second to jump half into 3rd and onto the 2nd row. Onto that leading part of the 2nd row of the grid. And now heading round, what is Tryhard Nicky going to do? He's going to go P3. He improves by over a tenth and a half. It's Wood is not next. It's Ice Cream Ice Cream, who just went 4th. What a lap there from Ice Cream. We've just seen Panda go up into P8. We got Daniel next. Daniel invalidated, so disappointment for himself. So has the man of tape. We now got Sonic, who also hasn't finished his lap well, so that is the end of the session for himself. Marius Anderson is coming around. Can TTRE's luck improve? Yes, it can, because it's P6. Half! Front row from half. P2, 1 minute 29.899. That is stopping an XPG 1-2 in qualifying, but that is everybody done now here tonight, and it is this man in the Williams, Blunty R9, who takes pole here in Las Vegas. Generally, what an amazing lap we saw from the man of Blunty here tonight on pole in that Williams for XPG, turning around their season's luck once again. And so, let's have a look at the starting grid. Blunty is on pole for by half, then Neon, Tryhard, Ice Cream, Marius Anderson, Sonic, It's Wooder, Panda, and Diamond Miner to finish out the top 10. VER Daniel begins the bottom 5, then it is Tape FG, HS Moore, The Hammer Time, and Akami, who served the qualifying ban. And that is that. That is all over. So we'll be waiting to get going in the next few minutes. In the next few minutes, we'll be getting started for the second part of tonight. And that second part is going to be, of course, the race. I'm going to be readying up in 3 minutes' time. We'll be readying up. So we'll be readying up in a little while. We'll be waiting for it to get going. But we can talk a little bit more about that qualifying and how that's really made a change. And this is why teams like ABE, when they miss out a week like this, it's really bad when they miss a week like this, because it's not that simple. You know, that it's really going to affect their championship, because we saw teams like TTRE, they scored 44 points in one single race, or it was 43 or 44 points in their opening race. That's what the difference can make. And that wasn't getting solidly all top positions. And also remember, we do have a different point system as well, so there are less points up for grabs. I mean, a win is only 18 points, second is only 15, and third is only 13. So there is a much smaller amount of points on the table. And so, you know, they took a solid points haul. I think it was P1, P2, and P4 or P3. It was a really good week from them in the opening race. But TTRE have been they've been a bit more wobbly since then. In 2 races, they've only scored 50 points. Or I think it's 50 or 60 points in the past 2 races, so they've averaged about 30 points a race, so they have taken a bit of a hit in their points. Nobody's really gotten close to them. The closest team has been SCT, of course, who have over 50 points. They're 56 points in the Constructors, which, of course, this is a really important race for them to close in on TTRE. They need to, or their hopes of winning the championship might have slipped away, because, of course, there are 5 races after Christmas. There's 5 races left. Only 9 races on this calendar, and this is round 4. They need to beat TTRE this week. And with, of course, Akami having that qualifying ban, the chance of them winning and possibly gaining points is at a really good chance here tonight. We'll be readying up in the next minute or so for the race. It's gonna be really exciting this lap 1 to see how people are gonna do, because of course turn 1 and turn 2 are quite difficult to go side by side through. And will we see any Max Verstappen and Charles Leclerc moments that we saw from last year happen here tonight? We'll have to see in the next few moments. One thing I'm going to be interested to see is whether these drivers are going to keep it clean on lap 1, which I hope they will. Suspect not, but I hope they will. 15 drivers, top 10 places, of course, a point for pole. So, of course, TTRE will be taking, XPG will be taking that point for pole. And we will be readying up now as well. So, they'll be taking the point for pole here. So XPG gain another point. If you don't know how the points layout works, there is a point for fast lap and there is also a point for pole position in qualifying. Adds in that extra point, so for instance, a driver can score a maximum of 20 points in a race. We will be readying up now. And we should be getting underway any minute. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe here tonight. Also click on the notification bell to know about all of the content that happens here at FRLT, from shorts, videos, and these streams where we have the races, of course. Also make sure to check us out on X and on TikTok. Also, thank you to our affiliates, SRC. Their link to their Discord server is down below. You can see their lovely little logo in the top left of the screen. And now we are getting underway as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And away we go here in Las Vegas for FRLT 4 Season 3. And it is a good getaway from Blunty. He's gotten away very well. He covers the inside line. He has got Harv around the outside, trying to make the move on those medium tyres. He's still there, still side by side through turn 2. The front two battling for it. They are side by side still. But Blunty takes the lead early on. And that is a move needed to make. Down the inside. Will Harv go for it? No, he won't. He will sit in behind and he will wait. As you can see, it's actually been a bad exit from Blunty. He's under attack again from the V-carb. Down the inside. Will he try to go? No, he won't. He will stay off, but a bit deep again. Blunty really struggling to cover off this start. His hard tires not working for him straight away. TTRE Ice Cream and it's Wooder fighting further back, side by side. Teammates versus each other. It is going to be an interesting one. But again, Harv is closing in more and more and more. And maybe will he go for a move into the next corner? No, he won't. He'll be waiting still behind. Sonic gets past tape further back. You see a lot of cars jumping over the curbs. Ikami hasn't been able to gain any places after that qualifying ban. He still sits in 15th. Now heading down the back straight. It's very long. Here comes Harv. Is he going to go to the inside or the outside? It's all up to him. He's still a bit far behind. Will he send it into the next corner? He has got the man of Neon on the inside. Neon drives by with ease as he gets him on the brakes. And now up into P1 and 2 for XPG. The Williams duo make their way into the lead. And they'll be hoping that will stay the same for the rest of the race. But here comes Harv again. He's going for the move. Down the inside he goes. He's not going to let Neon make the move that easily. And he's going to make the move back. And that is into P2. He goes and back onto the front row as he chases down the leader. And now with DRS as well. He's charging. He is charging. He's pushing very quickly at the Williams. Is he going to go for it? Maybe. No, he's just making sure that, the Williams! A mistake from Blunty! Blunty goes too deep on the brakes. It allows Harv to take the lead of the race. And now XPG are scattered, making mistakes. Neon making lots of mistakes now as he drops 7 tenths behind. As he keeps dropping further and further behind. And this has been a great getaway from Harv. He's down the road quite a bit now. And let's see if he'll be able to continue that. You can see Panda trying to get past the man of Daniel as he is trying, still side by side into the next corner, almost 3 wide as they go. Whoa, very close to the wall. Into the wall goes the Cami as well with the hammer time. But now it is a second lead for Harv. He's broken DRS already in this race. And this is a perfect start. Marius Anderson for TTRE also taking P2. What a race start it has been for Marius Anderson. Up quite a few places and up into the front row. But a bad start from the Williams duo. P4 and P5 for the moment, just dropping through the order. Nothing is working on those hard tyres and the medium runners are just getting away with it. And now you can see even TTRE Ice Cream has made his move past him. He's trying to also get the man of Blunty at the same time. Down the inside he goes. Has he gotten the Williams? Yes, he has. He's gotten both Williams in one go. And that is Ice Cream up into P4 now. And that is both Neon and Blunty 5th and 6th. As Harv now loses the lead to Marius Anderson, the TTRE driver. This is all going wrong for the teams who are setting the pace. As Harv returns to P2. A bit of a slide there for Marius Anderson. A bit too late on the brakes. Blunty battling with its Wooder over the position of P6 for the moment. And still struggling to get away with anything at the moment. Blunty having that one mistake has cost him hit the lead and even a podium position for the moment. as they make their way round. And now, heading round and back down this back straight, the long back straight. You can see Harv is already there. He's already side by side. He's going to open up the rear wing. He's going to have the DRS. He's going to pull past Marius Anderson with complete ease. But is Marius Anderson going to be gotten by the car behind him of Ice Cream? No, there's a bit of a battle going on behind, actually. Tryhard stays in front of Ice Cream for now as he holds on to P3. Blunty back up into P5. But there's a battle between teammates. Let's hope they keep it clean for the moment. But no retirement so far. Are they going to go 3 wide into turn 1? Yes, they are. Almost going 3 wide for a moment. But look at this. It's Wooder trying to push past 1. But he's going to get overtaken by Sonic around the outside. Sonic is going to try. He's trying, and it's not working so far. But down into the next corner. Can he make it work into turn 3? The Red Bull trying to go down the inside. He does go down the inside, but it's a spin for Sonic. He's had a bit of a half spin. He's down behind It's Wooder again, and it's disappointment for the Red Bull. We have to return to the lead. Harv, again, pulling into the lead further. 6/10 in the lead. He's held the longest lead of the race of over a second. Nobody else has been able to get that so far. This race, of course, is a 25-lap race, and we're only going to be reaching the first fifth of the distance so far. When we go on to the next lap, it'll be the first fifth of the distance that we would have made by the end of lap 5. So there's still a long way to go, but here comes the man of Marius Anderson. He's close enough, and we're going to see a switch for the lead. Are we also going to see a switch for P3? Yes, we have. We've seen Ice Cream go up into P3 there. And that is TTRE back on the podium. Both TTRE drivers on the podium, 1 and 3 at the moment. Oh, a bit of a moment for Harv off for the exit. It's not been a strong exit from him. He might be under attack from Ice Cream now. Ice Cream pushing all the way. He's closing into turn 1. Is he going to send it? No, he's going to stick behind. He's keeping it smart, and he knows when he wants to make the move as he takes the fastest lap. HS Moore having a bit of a moment further back. Still in this battle further behind. Hammer Time goes really wide. It actually drops him. Ooh, a bit of contact with Ikami. But HS Moore now sits almost 3 seconds behind the pack. And he's currently finding himself in 13th. And these three are all going for it as they're currently fighting for the bottom places. Tape FG having a bit of a moment. He's in the wall. He's in the wall. The Red Bull has gone into the wall there. And that is disappointment for the man of Tape as he goes down into P12. And now, as you can see, everybody going down this back straight. And again, we're going to see a change for the lead, I think. Yeah, Marius Anderson actually just moves very nicely out of the way, not even fighting it. They're playing the smart game in front at the moment. Neither of them want to let for instance, Marius Anderson doesn't want to let Ice Cream by, but they're not holding up anybody. They're just nicely going round, driving it properly. Oh, in the wall! Tryhard Nicky! In the wall! Bit of a moment there. I'm not sure what happened. I didn't even zone out, really. I just don't even know what happened. There's too much happening. Neon retakes the lead of the race. Oh my god, it is chaos all of a sudden. A few moments from a couple of drivers, and that has allowed the man of Neon back up into the lead. I was watching him pure all there. No words at all. No words at all. As Blunty now finds himself back up into P4 as well. A great push coming back from XPG. The Hammer Time now retires. Has he had a bit of a moment? He retires out on track. Is that going to cause the safety car or not? We'll have to see. Oh! In the wall! For Neon as well! It is a broken front wing. It's a broken front wing end plate. And there's disappointment there. Oh, bit shocking there. And now a change for the lead and a change for second place. Look at this. It is all going on now. Marius Anderson retakes the lead of the race. And as P1, Neon P2, Half P3, and Blunty in P4, with Tryhard Nicky ending out the top 5. So now we head once again down the pit straight. So they make it round the curve. Rather a short pit straight, I must say. Ice Cream again makes the move on Tryhard Nicky for P5. That's an important place for TTRE. And that is exactly what they were looking for here tonight. You see, this track has a bit of a thing where the quiet zone is sort of after turn 1, sort of throughout this section before you reach the back straight. But I've got to say, Marius Anderson has taken a really good race so far. You see, Neon retakes the lead. Oh, Tryhard Nicky's having a moment. He's round. He's down. And front wing damage. Disappointment for VL. Interesting. Interesting one. As I think we might be seeing a retirement, or he might continue to race here tonight. But Neon takes the lead. XPG returns to the lead once again. We've seen a very mixed laps-led leaderboard. I don't currently have it. I will have it for after Christmas for how many laps have been led by teams for both Tier 1 and Tier 2, mind you. So we will see shortly. Tyres. Let's actually have a look at tyres. I've been forgetting to look at tyres actually, because I'm dumb. Mixed actually, more medium tyres, but we have got a good mix of hards. Nobody choosing the soft tyres here tonight. Nobody choosing the soft tyres yet. So clearly some differences on what everybody's thinking. As Neon now loses the lead to Marius Anderson again. Harvard's dropped out of this a bit. He's down to P5 as It's Wooder makes the move down the inside on Sonic. And this battle over P6 is going on while they sit 2 seconds behind. Harv also making an early move on a mistake from Ice Cream, which has allowed Harv back up into P4 and back pushing for the podium once again. Diamond Miner also makes his way past Panda for P7. As now there's a change for the lead once again. Neon retakes the lead, even with his front wing damage. So you can see there's a yellow flag. That is for Tryhard Nicky, who's had another spin on those hard tyres. Disappointment coming in for the VEL driver here tonight. Miles away from the rest of the grid. Wouldn't be surprised if we see another retirement here tonight. Neon leads once again. DRS is going to open for Marius Anderson. But Neon is a bit further ahead than before. Is he going to lead into the next corner? Yes, he will actually. So for the first time, somebody has led into the next corner without getting overtaken. As we're about to go on to lap 10 of this 25 lap race as Marius Anderson goes in. So does Ice Cream. So 2 drivers now go into the pits. So a bit of a change. XPG returned to running 1-2 in this race. Let's see if this undercut will work or if it won't. It's would it gets a 10-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. This more disappointment for TTRE. But we will see when everybody comes out. Marius Anderson does come out in P7 in the end. So he hasn't come out too badly from it. As Tryhard Nicky now retires from the session, our second retirement of the night. Disappointment there. A lot of disappointment. I think we're going to be seeing a change for the lead once again. As you can see, Harv into the pits now. 3rd place heads in. We're still watching these front 2. But as you see, Daniel does have a penalty against him. Quite a large penalty, and this is being done again. My apologies. Daniel has a penalty. Itzwood, of course, also having that 10-second time penalty might hurt him. Probably it's going to send Itzwood out. Whoa! Big contact with Tape FG. Now, my question is, when are these guys going to stop? Because we saw the mediums went 10 laps in, 9 to 10 laps into this race, of course. How long will the hards go? I'm going to say about 15, 16 laps into this race. I'll probably say 15. Go in the middle a bit because I don't think they'll want to go longer than that. But we'll have to see as the race goes on. It's going to see a swap again for the lead. Interesting to see how XPG have almost dominated the night with their qualifying and everything else. Yeah. Sonic now making the move past Harv, by the way. So a big change for position there. We got a yellow flag. It is for Tape, who's had a moment as well. Quite a lot of drivers struggling on the hard tyres. Really struggling to find anything in their car. Let's see whether Tape will continue this race or whether he'll feel like retiring would make more sense. I think he's going to continue, of course, as he does come into the pits fairly and doesn't get a penalty. But he is going to be shifting to those medium tyres, which he has got to do. Rather long stint on. He's got to go about 13 laps on those mediums. So of course it's not exactly where he's going to want to be, and he's going to drop to last place as well while he's at it. It's a disappointment for SET here tonight. Still 7th, 8th, and 9th for SET. Taking taking quite a few points away. It isn't the worst. It isn't the best either. 5 points for 7th. 3 points. So 8. They'll be taking away 10 points here tonight. So SET not taking away a huge amount of points like the last 3 races, but are still taking away some points. It will be their lowest points finish, by the way. Since I believe the opening race of the season, it will be their lowest points finish, which of course is going to be really frustrating for them to have their worst points finish of the season here in Las Vegas just before Christmas. Not the way you want to end at all. As Harv now makes the move for P7 past his teammate Sonic. A smart move there, and I think Sonic should hopefully let his teammate go by and run ahead with those fresher tyres. As Marius Anderson, by the way, just set the fastest lap. He's coming 5th. He'll get 4th anyway by the time he crosses the line because of Daniel's penalty. But you can just see the fresh hards versus the old hards. The pace difference, the grip difference is just so massive. You could see Daniel couldn't even really fight that. But Marius Anderson back up into P4 and back on for some decent points. Back on for 11 points, by the way, here tonight. Ice Cream as well, back on for now 10 points himself. So we have got 21 points, currently walking the way of... we've got 21 points currently walking the way of TTRE for the moment. 21 points as it would stand, or possibly 22. So it will be one of their weakest races that they would have had up to this point for points-wise, but it will send them to over 120 points, possibly 130 points in their campaign. I'm not 100% sure. Can't 100% remember. Neon now taking the lead. But this is an important thing going on here. Because, one, there's 33 points on the table. Officially 34 with the pole position. So XPG could be finding themselves possibly up into P3 in the constructors, possibly P2 if they can get it together. So, but at the moment they're looking at P3 in the constructors after this race as ABE will drop down. Yeah, VL looking at an alright evening. Nothing special I don't think is really going to be coming their way here tonight. As Neon, as you can see, he actually comes out in front of Daniel in the end of all of that. He does come out in front of Daniel. But still, nothing too great going on. Sonic now almost 3 wide down this second straight. They are going to go 3 wide into the next corner. But Sonic ultimately jumps out of the way. Doesn't feel like it would be smart to make that move. But Harv now up into P5. Chasing down Ice Cream and Marius Anderson so they can close in the gap in the constructors. But TTRE are on an absolute stonking run that they've had this season. Very much they've been on a stonking run all season. Because last race was their weakest race of the season. They really struggled to make it. Work in Japan, which is the reason why we saw some teams actually have a rather good race. And I think it was the first race TTRE did not win this season, which of course is slightly different. But you could just see Daniel fighting over positions here. They're all battling. Daniel is going to lose out because of DRS, so we're going to see as Panda makes the move to the outside. He's going to have that grip, but Daniel's still fighting it, but he's going to absolutely get overtaken quite easily from Panda. Not a lot of a battle going on there. Blunty now in the pits. Where is Blunty going to come out? That's my question. Where will he actually come out in all this? He will come out behind his teammate. Will he come out behind Harv as well? I think he's going to come out behind Harv. No, he actually just gets in front of Harv. Bit of a moment. Sonic has a spin. He's rolling backwards. He's P11. He's outside of the top 10. SCT's day gets even worse. He's left the session. I think he's rage quitted a bit. I think we've got a bit of a rage quit going on. Wow. Just wow. Oof. Not sure really what to say. Really not sure what to say. Yeah. Oof. Bit of a crazy moment. That's also seen Daniel go down a couple of places. Harv gets a 3-second time penalty. That's going to hurt him. That will drop him behind his teammate, but that's going to hinder his fight against these two, the two XPG drivers over here. He is already trying to make a move on one of them. But it's looking like it is looking like a pretty dominant day for one team again, and it is looking like a dominant day for TTRE first and second. 33 points, 34 points with fastest lap as well on the way. On top of It's Wooder's whole thing, it's going to be about 37 points by the end of the day. He's gonna score 37 points by the end of tonight. And so, big points haul again for TTRE. I believe it's their third biggest of the season. I think it will be their second biggest points haul of the season, bring them to over, I think, 140 points in their campaign, which is just mental to think after 4 races that's how many points they've scored versus, for instance, teams like SC2, who currently will only be sort of walking away with 17 points this evening, sort of getting to 70 or 80 points. Daniel retires. More disappointment for VEL here tonight. Yeah. All VEL drivers out of this race. Full night of retirement from VEL. Fallen apart for their weekend. It was looking good, and it's just gone downhill since. It's just not too great, really. It's really difficult to sort of see in a team as it drops down. But yeah, we still got this battle over P3 going on. You can see XPG drivers just swapping places, not even really fighting. Harv not really fighting with either. He knows his penalty is going to hurt him more, but you can just see Harv, he's just waiting in there. He's hoping he could possibly get his penalty removed. That could be something that could happen. But of course, he'll have to report it. But at the moment, it's going a little bit crazy. It's Wooder gets another 3-second time penalty, so that's definitely going to rule them outside of the top 10. So Tape FG, I think, will be getting a point here tonight. Harv gets the fastest lap of the race. Important point, of course. It's 1 point extra coming his way. Making it up to 18 points this race, bringing it to, I think, over 70 or possibly 80 points in their campaign this season. I think it will be 70. I think it'll be 70 or 80 points. I'm pretty sure it might just go to 80. I think it's going to be 84 points this evening. Or 74 points this evening it's going to go to for them. XPG, though, on a really strong day, really pushing through the pain that they've had so far. 24 points added on with another 5, 29 points on their way. 29, then 30 points, with Hedges Moore and P10, 30 points, and then 31 when H. Small goes up. Tape FG gets a penalty as well. That's not going to help him at the end of the day. But 32 points, 32 points for XPG. Massive night from themselves. Will be, I think, the second biggest point scoring of any team this season. They'll be the second highest point scoring team in a single race, as long as they hold on to these positions, or maybe Diamond Miner gains a place or 2. Same for maybe HS Moore. Maybe he'll gain a few places. Who knows at the moment. Blunty now with a fast lap. Another point gained for these guys. But the thing is, Blunty is on those mediums. He's going to be struggling soon. Same as his teammate. They've gone for the alternative strategy, but it's not exactly working. They are closing in on the front too, though. They are closing in quite a bit so far. So the hard tie is really not working out for TTRE. That gap is absolutely just dropping by the second, already down to 2.3 seconds. TTRE's teamwork not working. That's already down to 2 seconds now. Mistakes coming from TTRE late in this race, below 2 seconds. Holy. This race might really be on now into the final few laps as Blunty and Neon catch up. But Blunty put in a really exceptional lap, by the way. He's putting in an absolutely amazing lap. 1.6 seconds away now. The gap almost halved. He's up by 4/10 so far in this single lap from his personal best, which is crazy, which is also the fastest lap of the race. So he's putting together a lap of brilliance. He's also going to be dragging his teammate Neon along with Harv. So they're all going to catch up as now Harv finally makes the move past Juan Williams. And into P4 he goes. Now chasing down the leaders of this race. But you can see Blunty, he's chasing for that win. He wants to stop TTRE from winning, of course. And that is going to be one of his biggest things he wants to do here tonight. This is going to be important, but he hasn't had a good start to his lap, by the way. It's been a rather rough start. So TTRE, they've won every race. They've won all 3 races. At the moment, they're on their way to win their 4th race in a row. Hoping for the 100% win rate, possibly. SET on 56 points will go to 74 as it stands. AB, of course, no points coming their way. VEL not scoring any. XPG will jump ahead VEL, but won't get ahead of AB just yet. Unless they get a win. Unless they win. So, an interesting night. H. Small gets a 3-second time penalty. That's going to hurt him at the end of the race. At the moment, he won't drop any places, but he will still go in front of Itzwooder as well. Harv again going side by side over the place of P4. As now Harv fully makes it into the position of P4. But we've seen Blunty, he's dropped back a bit. Only 1.9 seconds, 1.7 now, but still about a tenth further back than he was last lap. So he has had a bit of a struggle this lap. He's about the same distance behind. So he hasn't gained anything. Maybe he's going to be going on another push lap here. But he does seem to be struggling for ERS a bit. But let's see whether he'll gain this lap now. As he does gain minute bits of time, but he's not, overall, he's not gaining anything so far through this lap. He's maybe gained half a tenth from the start of the lap. But that won't be enough going into these final few laps. As Neon retakes P4. And now into the next corner he goes. Is that gap coming down? It is 1.7. It's still not at the lowest it's been. Will it get lower? 1.5. It is now at its lowest. 1.3. Jesus, he is taking out a lot of time out of the TTRE drivers. Down to 1.2 seconds. Ice Cream, I think, is getting a bit worried because now it's down to 1.1. He's using his ERS to close up. This could really come down to the line here because XPG have all of a sudden had a very late charge. And look at this. Within a second now. He is within a second. He's using his ERS. Can he stay within a second? No, he can't at the detection line. Has he stayed within DRS? No, he hasn't. He has dropped outside of it when he's reached the line. But as he drops further and further back, actually, he's going to drop really far back. 1.5 now. That's how much the DRS counts. But again, later on the brakes, he is perfecting this lap. 1.4 behind. About 3/10 closer behind than the last lap. So he is getting closer and closer, and that is at a worrying rate as we start lap 21 of 25. 5 whole laps remain of this race. Make sure to stay tuned in. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Also click on the notification bell to know about all the content we do here at FRLT. Also big thanks to our affiliates, SRC, for affiliating with us. Their link to their Discord server is down below. As by the way, now 1/10 differs first and second, so it's incredibly close. But now you can see Blunty so much faster through this section. He's incredibly fast through this section. He just seems to catch up to the TTRE drivers within 9/10 now. This is going to be a problem for Ice Cream because as we know with the next corner, Blunty is way faster. He's about 2-3 faster through the next corner. Let's see, can they grow that gap again? Can he get the corner right? It looks like he's gotten the corner perfectly, and that is now almost about 8/10 of a gap. He hasn't used his ERS straight away, so he will be there at the detection line, by the way, as he now does reach it. He will have DRS as we head down the back straight, down the main straight as we go. He does have DRS. Finally, all of that fighting has been worth it, as he will now close that gap back down to 8/10, as there is a proper battle for the win now between TTRE and the team of XPG. As now Blunty makes his way round. Can he close up any more? He's still at that second barrier. He struggles through this first sector a bit. He doesn't seem to close in on the front two. He's back within a second again. Bit of a mistake from, I think, the front two as they went a bit side by side. So he's closed back down to within a second. But it's this middle sector where they seem to struggle. It's when the middle sector hits, they just seem to lose all of the advantage to the medium tyres. And this is the struggle going into the final few laps. Blunty has to catch, but the front two don't have any more left. And those medium tyres are getting worn up though. And Dirty Air is also going to start to play into it as he's now within 8/10 again. And now below 7/10. He's about a tenth closer again this lap. So he is closing in on the front two, and he is within striking range to take this win here tonight. Please let me know in the chat what you think. Who do you think is going to win out of these three? Who do you think is going to come out on top here tonight? As now, within half a second, by the way, he's taking the corner really well. Heading down with the DRS. He is within striking distance of the front two. This has all fallen apart for TTRE. They almost had an easy lead. Now that lead has completely fallen apart as they're now going to be chasing after the win. And so will Blunty. It is a three-way fight going into the final few laps. Here comes Blunty into turn one. He goes. He's going to hold on to that P3. He's got to make these moves early. He's got to try and get it. Only 3 laps remain. Remember, the laps do feel quite long around this track as it is about 1 minute 30, 1 minute 32, 33 lap times that we are seeing from the drivers. So the lap is quite long. This first sector is rather short. It's only about the first, it's less than the first third of the track actually. The entire track time, it's about a third of it. So it is quite short. Now into the next sector, a bit of a mistake from Ice Cream, but you can just see Blunty in that Williams all over the back of the TTRE driver of that Aston Martin Mercedes. I think we're going to be seeing it go down to the final lap. A battle for the win is definitely on here tonight. Blunty has got to make sure he takes this corner right. He can't make a mistake. He's done it already 22 times. He does it again, and it's pretty good. Not as good as before, but it's good enough to keep up, and that's all he has to do is just keep up and keep within DRS as the battle is still going on, as he does have Slipstream, and he will also have DRS right now. He now has DRS to allow him to close in on the Mercedes in front. You can see he's closing, but he's not using ERS. He's saving it for that final lap or two. Oh, a big slide on the rear for Blunty. Big mistake from himself, especially into these final few laps. Half a second behind now. He's got to close that back in, as he will try his best to close back into that lap 24, 25. 2 laps remain. Oh, this race has gone quite quickly. This race has been rather exciting, and it is having an exciting end as well to tonight. We will see in the next few moments how these drivers will do as they make their way round. You can see Blunty just sitting there. He's all over the back of Marius Anderson, by the way. He's all over the back of the Mercedes. Mercedes struggling at the beginning of Sector 2. Heading round this middle sector. It looks like this could be a real battle. It looks like Blunty could actually have P2 wrapped up by the time the end of the lap comes round, because he is all over the back of the Mercedes. He's going to try and go down the inside. He backs out of it for now. Heading round. What is everybody going to do? What is everybody going to try and do? Panda's disconnected from the session. This could really be a late race problem. And now heading down towards the final few corners. You can see Blunty is right behind. He knows if Marius Anderson makes a move, he's going to make the move too. He doesn't. He actually stays in that position of P3. He waits. He's waiting for the final lap to come round. He's waiting to get these guys. I think the man he needs to get now is Marius Anderson. He needs to make the move now. He is making it now. He is going for the move. He's trying to go for the move at least, but he's forcing Marius Anderson into trying to make an overtake on his teammate, covering off the inside line incredibly well. Is the Williams going to find a way through into the next corner before turn 3 comes round? Can he get the exit? Will he get the exit? He is pushing early. He's pushing. He's going to go down the inside. He is going to make the move on Marius Anderson into turn 3. He goes for it. No contact. Very clean there. But the move hasn't been made yet. He's going to try and go for it. He goes down the inside. A massive dive bomb from Blunty. He makes the move. He's going to push past. He's going to make his way past. As now he makes his way up into P2 and onto the front row. They're still battling this. They're still going for it. Marius Anderson holds onto that P2 for now. And it looks like the win could be out of the chance for him and maybe even the Mercedes, because they've dropped back quite far back from Ice Cream. But let's see what will happen as we head down towards the final few corners, and down this back straight we go for one final time. this evening. And now, moving out to the left-hand side, Blunty is going to make the move early. He wants to get past the Mercedes as soon as he can. Can they get the Aston Martin? No, they can't. Has all this work been for nothing for Blunty? It might be a bit of a wobble out for the exit, but we've got to look to the leader of the race. Ice Cream is going to round the final corner for the 4th time. TTRE winning 4s, and that is a win in Las Vegas for them. And to be just before Christmas, it is another win and another trophy to add with a 1-2 finish. It's Wood gets another 10-second time penalty, which will drop him back ultimately down to P10. But disappointment at the end of the day. TTRE dominance returns, a 4th win, 4 races. TTRE almost walking this championship so far. Very, very similar to how we saw, for instance, POR and AERO drive last season. Especially with AERO, very dominant drive they had as well. As now the race does end. What an end. It has had 3-way fight for the win, which really did come down to the final lap of the race. So now we look onto the results. TTRE Ice Cream wins from 5th on the grid, followed by Marius Anderson from 6th to 2nd. Blunty finishes off the podium. Neon is 4th with Harv in 5th, Diamond Miner in 6th, Panda 7th, Ikami 8th, HS Moore 9th, and Itzwood are finishing out the top 10 with Tape FG 11th and Sonic in 12th. Our retirements were Daniel, Try Hard, Nicky, and the Hammer Time. Well, what a race it was. Ultimately, it was a race to end off the evening and end off the year here in Fours. Ultimately, it's the end of the stream. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please think about subscribing and leaving a like. Make sure to click on the notification bell, if I can say it, to know about all of our content from videos, shorts, and streams, of course. We'll be having one final race, which will come on Wednesday for Tier 1, a final race of 2024. And to end off our first year of having racing in this league. Ultimately, thank you guys so much, and I will see you very soon. Goodbye.